What's good, people? SimFBallCritic here with a real quick video. And just to explain the backdrop, what you're looking at here, this is a preseason game. I'm playing with the FBG rosters, and I'm playing on all Madden, which is one of the recommended settings with a few adjusted sliders. Not many, but just a few. But the highlight of these rosters is it's rated a lot lower than what you would expect in an attempt to produce better gameplay. So you guys can take a look at that or what have you. And let me go ahead and get to the topic at hand. All right, so I know you guys are asking yourselves, what is with this title? You know, Madden NFL Behind the Curtain with Ian Cummings. That's right, Ian Cummings. How ironic. And let me give you some history on that. You know, you guys who've been following me or following the Sim Standard would know that the Sim Standard was, pretty much invented or created partly because of the podcast that Ian Cummings and Pasta Padre did, and they were taking shots at some of the guys in the community, like myself, who are asking for simulation and things of that nature. So it's kind of ironic, if you will, that, I'm referencing or referring to or suggesting that you guys listen to this podcast that Ian Cummings did with Press Row. Richard Gresham over there, shout outs to him. I listen to his podcast all the time. Definitely good information, very informative. And the link is in the description. If you haven't heard it already, guys, go take a listen to this. Take a listen to this podcast. I would recommend starting it at the 53-minute mark. That's when Ian Cummings really starts going in and talking about Madden and, how he became the creative director and, his visions that he had in Madden 10 and how things changed on Madden 11 and why they changed. And, just a lot of information. He's given his opinion about Madden 25 and where he thinks the game could go. And he even talks about, physics. He even talks about backbreaker, how, he prefers that type of technology over what you see in the Infinity engine, which I also have to point out, it's very interesting that he says that, because I remember a time when, he shot down physics. So I'm going to say this, take it for what you want to take it as. You listen to the podcast and you decide what's fact and what's not, what is just opinion. Because, let's be honest, I'm not naive. Ian Cummings is no longer with EA Sports. So who's to say that everything that he is saying is genuine? Who's to say it's not influenced by his current position? But I think all of us here who are smart enough to really listen to what he's saying can kind of figure out what might be true and what may not, based on the product. But what's most important, I want you guys to remember, or just take note, that these are things that we have always talked about. We, myself, Smitty, and Azur, the Sim Standard, and even other guys here in the community. Everything we've ever mentioned as far as, the red tape that has to be cut when decisions are made for Madden, and it's not the developers. A lot of times guys are wanting to say the developers are lazy. It's not always that easy. I've told you over and over, and I'll continue to tell you, the guys who are there right now want to produce the best authentic football game possible. But it doesn't stop there. There are other people who influence those decisions, and you're going to hear Ian touch on that. And like I said, you listen to it and you decide what's real and what's not. It's up to you. But there's a lot of information, guys, in this podcast, and it's pretty long. But definitely listen to it if you have the time, and it's going to answer some questions. It may answer some of the questions, some of you guys out there who are, conspiracy theorists. It may answer some of your questions. Some of the guys that hate EA, it may answer those questions. Guys who love Madden may answer those questions. Very informative. And like I said, again, you have to decide what's fact and what's not. But I wanted to bring this to your attention, guys. Listen to what he is saying. Go back and just recall the stuff that you've ever heard any of us say, and it's all of the stuff we've ever talked about, the good and the bad. And now I hope it answers some questions. And, I have full confidence in the guys who are there now. If they stay in the right direction, the direction that they're in now, I think they will produce the game that we're looking for, but we'll have to see. But I'm not going to hold you. Let me go ahead and sign off and make sure you check it out. Let me know what you think.
Don't forget, guys, every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Sim Perspective Radio Show, the show for the Sim Gamer. Give us a call at 347-202-0388.